I am so excited to talk to you guys about this book. This is probably, like, right there with my favorite books of 2019. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Steph, okay, and today we are here to talk about Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett, because, oh my goodness, this book exceeded my expectations. It just went completely beyond my expectations, and I was already expecting it to be pretty good. It was so far beyond just pretty good. There is skunk on my book, and I will not stand for it. So Full Disclosure follows our main character, Simone. She has just moved to a new school. She is, you know what, she's in the theater program. She is directing the school production of Rent, which automatically, hell yeah. And we're going through with it. She's making some new friends. She's having some interest in guys, and everything's going great. There's just one thing she hasn't told anyone at this new school, and it's part of the reason why she moved to it is the reason she moved to this new school. And it is that she is HIV positive. She was born with HIV, and so when people found out, she was kind of shunned, and that was a mess. So she moved to this new school, keeping it under wraps that she is HIV positive, because honestly it's nobody's business, but when people find out, it changes everything. So honestly, I went to this book expecting, okay, we're going to have an HIV positive teen. There is going to be conversations around that. There were conversations around how to have safe relations with HIV. Even in general, there are just relations to having safe sex and other things that teens get curious about. And I've never read like a YA novel where it was just so sex positive and like, yes, we have sex, yes, we're going to talk about sex, we're going to go into a little bit of detail, but not too much detail. We're going to talk about it because, you know what, it's a thing that teenagers do and are curious about and want to know more about and want to know how to do it safely. And just, I haven't come across, like me personally, I haven't come across a YA novel that has really been upfront about the sex and like, things like that. Most of the time, like, kind of fade off and they'll kind of talk about it a little bit. And for them to just be so open, like, I don't even know how to find words to say, because I really liked that, how it was just so open about, like, sex and sex toys, and it was just really interesting, and I really, really liked that aspect of this book. I liked a lot, like, most of the aspects of this book, but that one I really liked, just how straightforward it was. Well, what if I want to have sex with a girl? How can I be safe with, like, having sex with a girl with HIV? And is it the same as having sex with a guy? Like, what can I do to make sure that nothing happens and we can have sex safely if I ever do want to have sex? Because, you know what, I'm almost, like, the character is 17 in the book, she's almost 18, pretty, like, right, it's really close by the end, because it's like the next year she's supposed to be 18, and like by the end of the book we're at the end of the year, so, you know. It was nice to see these conversations being dealt with in a YA book, because a lot of times it's, like I said, it's like glossed over, it's kind of fade to black, just kind of like, oh, a couple of like, oh, well, we're gonna have sex, do you have the condoms? Like, they talked about the sex positivity. I appreciated that. I really liked that. I would have loved to read something like this. Sorry, I thought my phone was ringing. I would have loved to have read something like this in high school. That would have been really cool. Like, the opening of this book, it just jumps right into it. We open at a gynecologist appointment. She's there with her dad, which she's not that happy about, but I digress. There's so much to talk about this book. We have this untraditional family with two dads. On one side, we don't really know that side of the family because they're homophobic. On the other side, we have aunts, grandparents, a son from when he was still married to a woman before I'm assuming it was like before he came out, and before he married his now husband, and there's a bit of conflict there later in the book, but it's still, like, super interesting to read about and still really enjoyable. There is also the fact that she is the drama, like, she was chosen by the teachers to be, like, direct the musical of Rent for her theater program. There are so many Lin-Manuel Miranda name drops. It's like, I love this author so much. Like, you would see Lin-Manuel Miranda sprinkled throughout it. It was like, you're a fan, you're a Hamilton fan, I love it. And the mentions of Hamilton and Cats and Wicked, I made the comment on Twitter while I was reading it. I'm assuming this was written well before the Cats announcement, or like right there at it, maybe just a side remark, but they made a comment about musical movie adaptations, and one character is like, oh my god, like, as long as it's not Cats, I don't care, and like, they don't have a Cats movie, do they? And the character is like, God, I hope not. I wish I could unsee that. Simone is a theater nerd, and it's beautiful. It's such a good time. We have so many musical name drops, title drops. We have just discussions about musicals and musical adaptations, and it's such a good time if you're a theater nerd. It's so great, man. I love this book. There are meme moments, there are queer moments, because most of this cast is queer, including our main character. Like, it's like, we got bisexuality. There was a mention of, what is it? It was like, it was just a brief mention, but the fact they even mentioned it, it made my heart happy. I think non-binary, like non-binary in here. We had lesbian, ace, gay, straights. Like, there was just such a nice little mixing pot. There were scenes that took place during GSA meetings. It was just so many wonderful things in this book. It tackled so many things. I feel like it did it so well. Everything was paired so nicely together. The story, yeah, we all know, like, the locker thing, the notes in the locker. It's been played out a little bit, but I haven't seen one in a while, and I really enjoyed this one. Like, just the story, everything. It was beautiful, it was heartbreaking, and it was funny, like, all mixed together, like, wonderfully. I want to stop saying beautifully. I've already said it too many times. I hope the framing isn't too messed up because my camera died, so let's just get this going. And is it lopsided now? We don't have much battery left, so let's just finish talking about this book. The love interest, Miles, is a super, super cute character. He's super caring, he is super compassionate, he's super understanding, and I loved his character. And though him and Simone had some fights, like, the fact that they were able to work it through rather than have these, like, big instances of, you know, we're not going to talk now because there's communication, all that shit. Like, they actually talked through their shit. Yes, give me more of that, young adult authors. Give me more. This book just feels like such a book to book. Like, we have sex positivity, we have, like, safe sex positivity, we have queerness, we have, like, adoption representation, like, queerness, like, questioning sexualities and, like, trying to find a label when you don't know for yourself and you're trying to tell people, but they don't really, like, no, you're not that, and, like, no, it's just so much bundled into one, like, little book, and I love it so much. This book was just, I got it on a whim. It was between this one and Fireborn, which is the start of a dragon trilogy. I'm so glad I waited on the dragons for this book because, oh my goodness, you guys. I just absolutely love this book, and I'm so sorry if I missed any points, but like I said, my camera is dying. I had to steal batteries from the remote control, so we're running on borrowed time. There's so much about this book to love and talk about, but there's also so much that you could experience yourself by checking out this book. You can check it out. You can see this is my book of the month copy. Sorry, trying to send a promo, but if you want to get this book for a little bit cheaper than you might find it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, check it out in my link down below. I also got this one as an early release through Book of the Month YA. I don't know if it'll still be early release by the time this video goes up and you guys are watching it and you guys are checking it out. But check it out through Book of the Month YA. They got the cute cover with, like, the little heart that says the month and the year, and we got that, and there's a thing on the cover as well. But yeah, you can do it, and then you'll be helping out the channel if you buy it through my link, and it's going to help with a big project coming at you in 2020. So be on the lookout for that, and maybe help out that by checking out this book and buy it and read it and love it. Anywho, that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a lovely day/night, and I'll see you later. Bye.